except where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
Well, this is definitely a case where MMA actually does mean most martial arts. I'm saying that because I'm going to fair use this article called About the Worth of an MMA Black Belt. Newsletter 986. What is the name of this list? This is the Monster Martial Arts list. I'm subscribed to it. And I read it whenever it comes out. And this article is really poignant because this is basically the problem with a lot of black belts. He's trying to blame it on MMA. I can tell you, I've been around long enough. I've only literally just dipped my head in MMA class, but I've heard this same type of sentiment just happen, period. And I don't even just blame it on all quote unquote sport. This is just how some people are. So it goes like this. Interesting thing about black belts. I've written often about what a black belt is, what the requirements should be, and so on. Let me say some unpleasant things here. I volunteered my time at a local martial arts school. One night I was sitting with a half dozen MMA instructors, and the talk turned to black belts. Again, this is me as an aside. Stop blaming MMA. A lot of us do this. We pretty much probably all do this. I've seen this in several styles. Okay? I volunteered. One fellow had 22 years experience, but was not a black belt. Had no plans for testing. Was quite happy to be a lower belt. The other fellows accepted this as normal, but it really made me think. Yeah, you know what it made me think? Even the first time I see this, it made me think, that fool's crazy. That's what I've always thought. I've always thought the people that did that were crazy, but I ain't say anything because I wanted to get a black belt. And it took me a long time before I got my first degree black belt because I kept moving, changing schools, just because of the demands of my day job. But I still kept chipping away at it, and it eventually happened. It didn't take 22 years. If it takes 22 years because you got to work, I understand. But there are people who do this stuff on purpose. Or if you like me too, sometimes I just ain't had the money. But nah, this is basically it's just false pride. And let me continue. The fellow had the qualifications. He knew what he was doing, but there was some sort of mystique concerning the longer you wait, the better you are. I asked one of the fellows later about his promotion to black belt. He said he had studied for some 20 years and suddenly realized that he wasn't going to get any better. Oh, he would get smarter and pick up a few sly tricks, but he was now descending. His body was getting older faster than he could learn. So he went to the school owner and told him that he wasn't getting any better, so he had better get his black belt while he was still good at it. He was given his black belt. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody came to me like that and try to tell me, I better get a black belt, I'm getting older now, and it's like, you've been around me for 20 years and you still ain't take that test. And now you're talking about you want to get a black belt? If it wasn't going to benefit me financially or business-wise or something like that, I tell you what, you better wait until I feel like you're going to take a test. And I would throw it in their face that I've been telling you for 20 years that you need to take. It would probably be for me, be like, I've been telling you for 15 years you need to test for a black belt. You ain't test, and now you want to roll up on me like I'm just supposed to give you a black belt. No, you're going to wait until testing time is coming. I'll tell you that straight to your face. Anyway. Now, I've given you the data, and maybe you've read some of my writings about being a black belt, quote, expert. So what does all this tell you? To me, it says there's too much emphasis placed on winning and not enough on structuring MMA so that people can be properly evaluated. Now, again, I'm saying as an aside, in this instance, MMA does not mean mixed martial arts. I'm saying MMA means most martial arts. And I hate when people say, Judge, look at MMA and say, that's what you do, Cecil, because I saw it on television. But this is an instance where this happens in styles, period. So I'm not defending MMA. I'm attacking everybody. To me, there is too much emphasis placed on winning and not enough on structuring MMA so that people can be properly evaluated. That in MMA, and this includes many brands of jiu-jitsu, people are more concerned with who they can beat rather than mastering the distinct body of knowledge that MMA is. And that's what makes MMA a sport rather than an art. Look, that's not just MMA. It's too many of us that are too busy competing with each other. I can beat him. I know more than him. I can do that. Da-da-da-da. being petty instead of just like, we need to get to as many of us to some sort of professorship as possible so that this hobby that we love so much doesn't die off. Because it's not like a lot of us are making a living teaching it. There's really only a very few of us that can actually make a full-time living teaching. And then a few more of them are like me that can do it part-time. But if we're not careful, this stuff will disappear. And first I was thinking that classical arts want to disappear into mixed martial arts. But now it seems like mixed martial arts is acting just as simple as we do in classical martial arts. So basically we all going to end up going if we don't stop. Look, this is the article. Being a sport is not bad. It just sounds bad here because it's coming through the filter of, is this AI case, our case who promotes art as best. But really it is all up to you. Interestingly, I approached the head of that school I was volunteering at. I suggested we categorize techniques, make it easier to teach, make the body of knowledge succinct and precise so that we would better teach it. He agreed, and it actually fit into his plans for the school. But every time we started to do something, he found an excuse, disappeared, changed the complexion of our meetings, and so on. There's a whole bit I could do on changing the complexion of something, but it would only be funny to people in my ethnic group, and everyone else would just feel uncomfortable, so I'm not gonna do it. And now, if you're thinking, the people that you think I'm taking aim at, no. This is like, what I'm talking about is in-group, this is in-group fighting. In-group fighting. Intra-racial. Anyway, as a sportsman, he was unable to become an artist. And here's the funny thing. He had trained in many of the classical arts. He knew where I was coming from, even agreed that I was right. But at heart, in the core of him, he was a believer that might makes right. That beating up people was more important than teaching them methods that would create distinct methods resulting in art, the ability to classify, and so on. Simply, it was more important to win a tournament than to do an art. Now, I'm not even going to pick on tournament people with this. Simply put, a lot of people, it's more important to just win. Period. Win a fight, win every single kind of competition they have with people. They just got to win. It's more important to win than to enable other people to protect themselves and improve their lives. That's what art does. You know what real good art does? It makes you feel good. It makes your day better. It makes you feel like there is a really good thing, really bright thing that's going on in this world. And just to say something a little personal, somebody recently shared their pain with me. And the way that this person shared their pain actually made me see things differently again. It made me start giving a damn again. Because I was really starting to become like a reptile. I didn't even realize it. I was turning into a straight up serpent. I was just a serpent that had Jesus. But God has a funny way of coming after you and using people to make you human again, which is good. Here's the article. Well, I'll leave you fellows and gals to figure out the worth of what I have said here. In the meantime, one of the most exact studies I have done on what ranking and abilities was in the Outlaw Karate book. So now he's talking about his book, Outlaw Karate, that I haven't got, that I ought to get, because this stuff looks really, really good. Really, 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 really good. I just haven't gotten to it. I mean, I can't do Grandmaster Art Mason stuff and then my own stuff and then maintain what I already know and then look at George Dillman's stuff. I can't do everything. And now I'm starting to go back and look at some stuff I used to study about 20 years ago. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want the enemy to use it against me. But stuff I used to study 20 years ago, and I'm starting to look at that again because that's actually fitting something else that is going to be coming up from, I think it relates to something that Grandmaster Art Mason is starting to do. But anyway, so basically, he's saying that in MMA they're too concerned about winning. I'm saying in the martial arts period, you have people that are too concerned about winning and too concerned about who they can beat and who they are better than, rather than remembering that we are there to help ourselves, keep ourselves in the best health that we can be, and to make life better for other people too. But the other people first. The picked on kids, the old lady who wants to feel safe, the old man who wants to be able to express himself, the young man who wants to be able to express himself, the young man, the young women who want to be more confident, the people who want to find a way to bond with their children, the people who want to compete, the people who want to go to the Olympics, the people who want to be combat sport professionals, the people who want to be professional martial artists, the people who want to do things in this world to make this world better, to make other people's lives better, rather than just win all the time for the ego. Now, I take nothing away from winners. I like winners. I like winners who work their butt off to win. I love it. That stuff is inspirational. That's why I used to follow, I'll say his name, I used to follow Roddy Ferguson a lot. And I just looking at his story made me go, damn, if he can go after judo like that, I can go after my career like that. And I saw how he would do deliberate practice. And then I started doing deliberate things for software testing. And then I said, I ought to bring that back to martial arts. So then after a while, it was like the software testing started feeding on the martial arts, started feeding on the software testing, started feeding on the martial arts, and some of it would start feeding on the music I used to do, and they used to come back and they all feed off each other. So it's like he lit his flame, and that made me light my flame, and now I get to light other people's flames. And that's not even my primary art, that's my secondary art. But it doesn't matter. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to win so that we can make a bright explosion in this world, not win just so we can get shine on us. I mean, if you want to get shine on yourself, just get a YouTube channel like I did. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. You could consider this a media review too. Check out Outlaw Karate. And if you go to that mailing list, subscribe to it. The articles don't come every single day, but when they come, they are always right on time. And peace.